If things like taking switches apart to lube is too much of a time sink, and you'd much rather install switches into your board right out of the box, this is the video for you. Today we'll look at the top 5 switches to use stock. First up, we have the WS Pearl switches. Now, these are linear switches, but they're not your average linears. The WS Pearls feature roller balls, and yes, you heard that right. These tiny metal spheres are strategically placed to be the only points of contact between the stem and the housings, drastically reducing plastic-on-plastic friction and eliminating any potential scratchiness. This makes the Pearls one of the smoothest switches on the market. In terms of sound, these feature a medium-high pitch. And if you care about stem wobble, these might just be the switches for you. Out of the over 200 switches I've tested, the Pearls have the least amount of stem wobble. They simply do not budge. Take a listen for yourself. If you're looking for the best silent switches on the market, look no further than TTC Silent Frozen and Silent Bluish White. First up, the Silent Frozen. This linear switch is in a class of its own, featuring a lengthened, silver-plated spring that delivers an incredibly snappy feel. TTC has gone the extra mile with their silencing technology, incorporating a unique gasket on the stem and additional dampeners inside the switch. The result is a typing experience that's whisper quiet and unbelievably smooth, thanks to the factory lube job. Plus, it's lightweight. With a 43-gram bottom out, it feels like typing on a cloud. Next, we have the Silent Bluish White. If you're a fan of medium-light tactile switches, this one's for you. The subtle yet satisfying tactile bump, combined with the 50-gram bottom-out force, strikes the perfect balance between lightness and feedback. But what really sets this switch apart is the sound. It's like gentle rain tapping on a window. Soft, soothing, and never distracting. It's the kind of sound that just melts into the background. Both of these are great out of the box. If someone came up to me and said, I want a silent linear or tactile switch, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend the Silent Frozen or Silent Bluish White. They're simply the safest picks for anyone looking for a top-tier silent switch. If you're looking to be at the forefront of innovation in the mechanical keyboard world, then the Venus and Neptune switches are definitely worth checking out. Now, the Venus and Neptune switches are pretty much identical, just with different colors. They have nearly the same actuation and bottom-out forces, with only about a 2-gram difference between them. And these are quite light. They're lighter than around 3/4 of all switches out there. But what really sets these switches apart is what's inside. Take a look at the top housing of a normal switch, and now compare that to the top housing of the Venus and Neptunes. Notice something different? That's right, the Venus and Neptune switches feature a unique track structure that you won't find in any other switch. Throughout the entire keystroke, the stem glides along this track, resulting in a switch that's structurally smoother than anything else on the market. When I tested these out, they felt incredibly refined and well considered. And when it comes to sound, the Venus and Neptune switches have a neutral to deep sound signature. You might even say they have a bit of thock to them, but don't just take my word for it, listen for yourself. While the HMX string highs have been making waves as the most popular clacky switches this year, I want to shine the spotlight on a couple of underrated contenders, the HMX Lotus and Sunset Gleams. Let's start with the HMX Lotus. These switches deliver a deep, satisfying clack, and the sound profile is on the lower end of the spectrum. A bonus is that the Lotus comes in 2 weights. The standard version, with its 45-gram actuation force, is lighter than 72% of switches out there, whereas the heavier variant, with its 55-gram actuation force, is heavier than 70% of switches out there. So regardless if you prefer a more feathery or more substantial typing feel, you can't go wrong with the Lotus switches. On the other hand, we have the HMX Sunset Gleam switches. If you prefer a brighter, more high-pitched clack, these are the switches for you. They offer a crisp, snappy sound that's perfect for making a statement with your typing. Both the Lotus and Sunset Gleams are HMX switches, which means you can expect exceptional smoothness right out of the box, thanks to their excellent factory lube job. Regardless of your preference for a rich, resonant clack, or a crisp, vibrant sound, the HMX Lotus and Sunset Gleam switches have got you covered. Take a listen to how they sound. But for my best overall stock switch, I'm gonna have to give it to the Lucha Studio Mirandies. Their UP stem isn't just a fancy term, it actually delivers a smooth, gliding experience every key press. Focusing more on the type feel, the Mirandies offer a uniquely silky sensation due to its excellent factory lube. Plus, you'll find an 18mm double-stage spring that helps create a lively typing feel as well. And these are medium weight. Its bottom out weight of 60 grams is palatable to most. When it comes to loudness, the Mirandies deliver a sound that leans towards a medium-low pitch. This is in part due to its all-palm housing. The sound signature here is rather subdued, striking a pleasant balance. It's neither whisper quiet nor overwhelmingly loud. It's nestled in a sweet spot that many would find at the very least acceptable, if not downright enjoyable. Here's the sound test for the Mirandies. Now, here are back-to-back sound tests for all the switches we talked about today. But for a more in-depth look at the HMX string highs, the top clacky switch of the year that we mentioned earlier that are also great out of the box, make sure to watch this video here. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.